Since Trump took office on January 20th, 9 detainees have died in ICE custody. In fact, in Trump's first month in office, more detainees died in ICE custody. J.D. Vance thought it was just another Sunday panel until Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett quietly opened a folder on live TV and exposed everything he didn't want the public to see. Sunday mornings on Face the People were usually predictable. Politics, panelists, polite interruptions. But that morning out of Austin, Texas felt different. The panel was already live, the lights hot, the air just a bit too still. J.D. Vance looked comfortable, even smug. His navy blue tie was just slightly off-center, but he didn't care. He leaned back in his chair like a man used to getting the last word. Across from him sat Jasmine Crockett, calm, still, dressed in a rust-cold blazer that somehow pulled focus without trying. She listened patiently as Vance launched into his well-rehearsed monologue about campaign finance reform, calling it overhyped noise pushed by left-wing bloggers. He smiled to himself as the anchor chuckled politely. But Crockett didn't laugh. She didn't even blink. When the anchor turned to her inviting a response, she simply reached into her leather tote and pulled out a slim folder. No theatrics, no smugness, just quiet purpose. She opened it slowly, revealing printed documents marked up with yellow highlighter and handwritten notes in the margins. "Before we go any further," she said evenly, "I think it's important viewers see what we're actually talking about." The camera cut to her hands as she held up the first page, an FEC filing dated February 3rd. It showed a $50,000 donation to a super PAC supporting Vance's latest policy initiative. The donor, a subsidiary of a defense contractor currently under federal investigation. Vance's grin faltered. "That's a public record, sure," he said, waving it off. "But it's got nothing to do with I'm not finished," Crockett said, flipping to the next page. "This one's from March. Same group, same pattern. And here," she added, holding up a third sheet, "is a leaked email from a lobbyist thanking your office for following through just hours after the bill was introduced." The studio went quiet. Even the anchor, used to smoothing over awkward moments, suddenly looked unsure. "You're quoting hearsay?" Vance snapped. "No, I'm quoting you," she said. "It's your aide's email, same signature. I had it authenticated last week." The anchor's eyes flicked to the producer's booth. The live fact-checker team was already digging. Screens lit up. Technicians leaned in. Within seconds, they confirmed it. The documents were real. "Congresswoman," the anchor said carefully, "are you alleging that Senator Vance is involved in some kind of quid pro quo?" "I'm not alleging," Crockett said, her voice level. "I'm documenting. There's a difference." Vance sat upright now, hands clasped, trying to appear unfazed, but his right leg had started to bounce. The foot that once rested confidently across his knee was now flat on the floor. "You're reaching," he muttered. "This is political, that ran legal reviews, practiced every sentence." When the anchor asked, "Are you ready?" she just said, "Let's get to it." The segment tipped again with a simple question. "Senator Vance, do you deny your office received these emails from entities under investigation?" He didn't answer right away. For the first time, he looked unsure of which camera to face. "I deny that we did anything illegal," he muttered. "But she's not just accusing you of illegality," the anchor said. "She's showing a pattern. Financial, procedural, personal. She wants to be famous." Vance snapped. "She's building a campaign on lies." "Then call them lies," Jasmine said. "On the record." "I just did." "Good," she replied. "Slander laws go both ways." That's when the network displayed a live poll. "Do you believe Crockett's documents are credible?" Within minutes, 68% of viewers clicked yes. Then came the breaking point. A voicemail from a Tredford executive thanking Vance's aide for walking the senator through the finer points of an amendment. Jasmine didn't even flinch. "The context just arrived," she said. Vance walked off set. His team locked down all accounts. Donors went silent. A senior aide resigned. Jasmine issued no press release, just one sentence. The documents speak for themselves. 2 days later, a second whistleblower stepped forward, this time from a completely different office. She had seen language reused across multiple bills. Jasmine met privately with Senator Elaine Dorsett, a senior member of the Ethics Committee. Dorsett read the report, looked Jasmine in the eye and said, "You didn't come here to make noise. You came to show us something we've been pretending not to see." Back in her office, Jasmine sifted through letters from strangers, teachers, minors, single moms, thanking her for standing up. One letter had no words, just a sunflower pin. Jasmine wasn't trying to be a hero. "Heroes have instincts," she said. "I had paperwork," and as the headlines faded and the hearings began, she stayed focused. One more email had arrived. A final document, a recorded Zoom call, screenshots, evidence that this wasn't just about Vance, it was systemic. Jasmine knew the story was bigger now, so she waited.